In an age dominated by video streaming services, podcasts, and subscription-based content, there's still a solitary figure spinning tunes in the dead of night. That's me. I'm that guy. I've been a radio DJ for a few months now, and honestly, it's pretty routine. Night DJs are meant to be a comfort for those on long drives, night shift workers, or anyone who can't sleep. My job is fairly straightforward, talking to myself for hours, playing some music, and updating myself on the news and current events. We also have a call-in line where listeners can chat with me, explain their song requests, or just have some fun. I'm not one of those DJs who give out love advice or engage in that kind of nonsense. But one night was different. It started like any other night, with me playing some classics and occasionally slipping in some music that's banned on the radio. Most people are asleep, so no one would notice. After playing Rams, Killing in the Name, our hotline rang. It was around 3 a.m., and the caller's voice sounded off. The line was so distorted and muffled that I could barely make out what was being said. Sorry. Say it again. Sorry. Could you say that again? Alright, I'm going to have to hang up now. Thank you for dash. Just as I was about to disconnect, the line cleared up. Play Hotel California, the man said. Before the song ends, there will be a blackout. And then he abruptly hung up. Weird, but okay, I muttered to myself, assuming it was just another prank. After all, hardly anyone listens to the radio these days. I played the song, and the caller's words slipped from my mind. Just as Don Felder was about to start the solo, the entire building went dark. It could have been a coincidence, but I have to admit, it shook me up a bit. The following nights were uneventful, classic tunes, song requests, and endless monologues. I tried to convince myself that the previous incident was just an eerie fluke. But then, a few weeks later, the same caller reached out again. Despite the distorted line, I recognized his voice. I have another request, he said. Play Thunderstruck by AC/DC and witness something electrifying. And once again, he hung up immediately. Should I play it? Was it another prank? Maybe. Maybe not. Curiosity got the better of me, so I played the song. As the song played, I scanned my surroundings nervously. Minutes ticked by without incident, until suddenly, a powerful lightning strike hit outside and heavy rain began to pour. The lights in the booth and throughout the building flickered ominously. How could this happen? I didn't want to find out, so I ended my broadcast and went straight home. The next night, I called in sick. Another night, another request. Play Somebody's Watching Me by Rockwell. I've got my eye on you. I shivered from head to toe, my throat tightening as I checked the windows and saw a shadowy figure outside in the parking lot. See for Miles by the Who triggered mysterious multicolored lights in the night sky. Time Is on My Side by the Rolling Stones was followed by every clock, my watch, my phone, the station's wall clock, and all the clocks in the building, stopping simultaneously while the song played. But it didn't end there. I began to anticipate the next request, eager to see what would happen. Night after night, request after request. Same caller, different songs. I became obsessed with his game. I became consumed by the mystery of the caller. I pulled the logs and traced the calls, but they always appeared from different locations. I think I'm losing my mind. The phone rang again, and without hesitation, I answered immediately. Who the fuck is this and what do you want? There was a brief pause, then he replied, I have another request. Play Time by Pink Floyd, you'll see what I mean. Ticking away the moments that make up a dull day. You are young and life is long, and there is time to kill today. And then one day you find 10 years have got behind you. The time is gone, the song is over, thought I'd something more to say. As it played, I started to get dizzy. The room was spinning, my vision was blurred, and I felt an eerie sensation as if I was being pulled out of myself. When I came back to my senses, I was already at home, in my room, lying on my bed with my phone in my hand. I checked my call logs and found out it was me who was calling the station. I had been calling myself, but how? I looked around and saw multiple newspaper clippings, notes, and audio recordings scattered everywhere, evidence of my own obsession with the mystery caller, myself. My heart started pounding, my mind racing. How can I not remember? I quickly rifled through the notes, seeing entries of the songs I requested, timestamps, and locations I couldn't even recall being at. It was as if two versions of myself existed. I glanced at the desk and saw another notebook open with repeated entries. Who am I? Why can't I remember? Am I losing my mind? Who are you? One phrase repeated over and over. I have a request. My hands trembled as I played back the recordings, hearing myself predict what was going to happen next. The voice was unmistakably mine, but with a deep and ominous tone. I dug deeper, searching for answers until I found an entry, written clearly and methodically. Time distortion. Possible parallel timelines converging. Intense focus on the show and isolation during late-night shifts created a rift in perception. Stress and sleep deprivation exacerbated the effect. Caller persona attempts to guide and warn DJ persona through the cycle, hoping to break the loop and restore coherence. It was as if my mind was split into two, a desperate attempt to reach out from one version of myself to another, trying to resolve the confusion and break the temporal loop that had ensnared me. As I stared at the chaotic evidence that lay in front of me, my phone started to ring. It was myself again. Play Sound of Silence by Simon and Garfunkel. Time to wake up. Without hesitation, I started to play the song. This was my chance to wake up and break free. As the song started to play, I realized it was the wrong tune. Hotel California was playing. You can check out anytime you like. But you can never leave.